I won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning. The information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now.
Okay, what is going on, CyPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CyPRX YouTube page. I have another banger for you all here today, going over Ripple's connections, connecting the dots via fundamental article, showing you guys how deep the rabbit hole is and how Ripple is literally restitching our financial ecosystem behind the scenes. They are always connected in some way, shape, or form to the CBDC announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, it is literally insane. If you haven't watched my two previous video breakdowns on how this new Indian CBDC project and pilot program, Ripple's connected with them, and then also the new announcement via the Federal Reserve in the United States pilot CBDC program via the 12-week program, how Ripple is connected with that. I will link those in the description down below so you guys can see. And now just recently, okay, this was announced just a few hours ago, all right, Bank of Japan to trial digital yen with 3 mega banks. The Japanese central bank plans to make a decision on whether to issue a digital currency by 2026. Despite Japan's uncertainty on whether to issue a central bank digital currency, CBDC, the Bank of Japan, BOJ, continues experimenting with a potential digital yen. The Japanese central bank has started a collaboration with 3 mega banks and regional banks to conduct a CBDC issuance pilot, the local news agency Nikkei reported on November 23. So we're going to get into these 3 mega banks. We're going to get into the Ripple connections. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this all started back in September, okay? Ripple Advisor teases more CBDC announcements in the next few weeks. It's hilarious that as soon as this article dropped, we see the Fed come out, right? The United States with their pilot program. We see the Reserve Bank of India come out with their pilot program. Now we see the Bank of Japan coming out with this pilot program for CBDCs, okay? And every single time, banks that are piloting this technology for these CBDC implementations, Ripple is connected in some way, shape, or form. So first, we're going to get into the first half of this article. The Japanese central bank has started a collaboration with 3 mega banks and regional banks to conduct a CBDC issuance pilot. So who are these mega banks? All right, let's just continue the rest of this article because we have some other interesting stuff down here. Actually, no, we'll go into the 3 mega banks first. So how is Ripple connected to this? The 3 mega banks, Mizuho, I hope that I'm not pronouncing these wrong, MUFG and SMBC, okay? So we come over here. How are they connected to Ripple? Mizuho to conduct a blockchain payments trial with Ripple. Mizuho Financial Group announced this week it will pilot Ripple's distributed ledger technology for use in cross-currency settlement, okay? This is an old article, obviously, of course, but it's just showing you all the Ripple connection. Mizuho Financial Group announced this week it will pilot Ripple's distributed ledger technology for use in cross-currency settlement. The trial will find the Japanese-based financial services firm, an R3 member, and it's interesting how it connects, an R3 member alongside with SBI Holdings using Ripple's payment solutions to explore how cross-border payments could be conducted between the financial institutions. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they're not just going to go out and just be like, yes, we're going to use Ripple. They're going to pilot this stuff. They're going to test it, which is the phase that I've been mentioning to you all for quite some time that we're currently in. And when you truly understand that, you understand Ripple's full potential. You understand the potential of XRP long-term, key phrases, not 2022, like all these moon boys made it out to believe. You really understand the value behind XRP and what it is that you hold as an individual, if you do, okay? Representatives from Ripple said the trial is expected to evolve to the point where real payment information and eventually real funds are moved between the companies. The startup, which raised $38 billion, where did that go? $38.6 billion to date, said that the test could become live before the year's end. All right, we come over here, back to the article, 3 mega banks. The next mega bank, MUFJ. We come over here, MUFJ. I actually think that this is supposed to be actually a G. I don't know why that this is a typo on behalf of Google's part. So we come over here, okay? MUFG joins Ripple's Global Payment Steering Group. We scroll down here. MUFGs, now it's messing me up. This is definitely supposed to be a G, not a J. Banking arm, the Bank of Tokyo, Mitsubishi, UFJ, the 3rd largest bank in the world and largest bank in Japan, publicly announced today that it's joining Ripple's Global Payment Steering Group, GPSG, as the first Japanese bank joining GPSG. MUFG will join Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Santander, Standard Chartered, Westpac Banking Corporation, Royal Bank of Canada, and CIBC, and overseeing the maintenance and enhancement of the payment transaction rules and formalized standards for commercial uses of Ripple's network. So again, 3 major banks connected. The last one, SMBC. We come over here. This is from the Ripple.com website. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, SMBC, and Japan Post Bank joined SBI Ripple's Asia Bank Consortium. Less than a year ago, SBI Ripple Asia announced the creation of Japanese consortium of banks who will use Ripple's technology for payment and settlement. The set of banks set out to be the first in Japan to conquer the slow and costly pain points associated with sending payments using current rails. And now we see later on, ladies and gentlemen, that these banking institutions are being selected to pilot the CBDC program. All 3 Japanese largest banks have now joined the Japan Bank Consortium using Ripple, including SMBC, MUFG, and Mizuho Bank. We also welcome Japan Post Bank to roster of the top banks asset using Ripple for payments in Japan. It literally says right here, all 3 banks that were mentioned in this statement that are testing this new CBDC program for the Central Bank of Japan were mentioned on the Ripple website. Okay, it's just interesting how the connections are all correlated, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, it does not stop there. So continuing the rest of this article, I was like, all right, you know what? I'll go through the rest of it. Japan's central bank plans to proceed with its CBDC experiment for about 2 years and make a decision on whether to issue a CBDC currency by 2026, the report notes. As Cointelegraph reported on November 22nd, the Reserve Bank of India, and I covered that in yesterday's video breakdown. Again, like I said, the connections via Ripple with the Reserve Bank of India. I will put that link in the description down below. So if you haven't watched that, you can go back and check it out. It's preparing to start a retail pilot of the digital rupee in collaboration with major local banks, including the State Bank of India in December. In mid-November, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's Innovation Center announced the launch of a 12-week proof of concept CBDC pilot. And I already showed you guys the Ripple connections of that as well, in partnership with banking giants like BNY Mellon, Citibank, HSBC, and others. So just the ones that they mentioned in this little tiny article, you know, always Ripple's connected. Ladies and gentlemen, here's an article via Ripple.com, BNY Mellon, reinventing payments. Okay. And then it doesn't necessarily say that BNY Mellon is going to be utilizing Ripple technology, but watch how they're connected. BNY Mellon is focused on reinventing payments, so is Ripple. In a recent report titled Reinventing Payments, an Era of Modernization, Worldwide Banking and Financial Services Corporation, BNY Mellon, evinces a caution optimism about distributed ledger technology. The report points out challenges in the current payment infrastructure, risk and end-to-end cost, timeliness, customer experience, transparency, and managing information every step of the way. BNY Mellon advises collaboration as we reinvent payments. Okay, so coming over here, I was like, there cannot be a connection. Well, remember this article back from November 2017. The clearinghouse makes history with new U.S. payment system. The clearinghouse has launched a 24/7 real-time payments RTP system, the first new core payments infrastructure in the U.S. in more than 40 years. RTP was designed and built through the collaborative effort. 25 owner banks meet the new objectives of the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force. Okay. So BNY Mellon, again, we see down here, the first ever real-time payment on system was initiated between BNY Mellon and U.S. Bank. They will be shortly followed by Citi, JP Morgan, PNC, and SunTrust, who represent the industry's earliest adopters of RTP. We come back to this article where they just announced this. And again, connecting the dots with Ripple, BNY Mellon, Citi, HSBC, there's always some type of connection. So it mentions the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to tell you this. You already know this if you've been a follower of this YouTube channel for quite some time and others like this. We already know who's a part of this complete task force roster. Okay, Faster Payments Task Force. This is from fasterpaymentstaskforce.org. We scroll down here, type in Ripple in the little search thing, and what do we see? Ryan Zagon, Ripple. Steering Committee, Editorial Board, right? There's always some type of connection, ladies and gentlemen. It also mentioned over here, Citibank, okay? Citibank, this is an old article. Citi CEO, Fraser, we're building the infrastructure for retail real-time payments. I hope that you guys can't hear that outside. It's Wednesday. They're cutting the grass. Despite Fraser's certainty that digital assets will be a part of the future of financial services, Citigroup proceeding with caution and space during its regulatory uncertainty. Okay. Now we come over here. Just in, Citibank extends partnership with Ripple powered by Volante's Volpe. I got to hurry this up so that way these lawnmowers don't interrupt this video. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we saw HSBC. Okay. We already know HSBC executive and SWIFT board member joins Ripple to support continued global growth. There's always some type of connection. I just wanted to share this with you all. Again, this is a major announcement that just dropped 3 hours ago. Bank of Japan to trial digital yen with 3 mega banks. And we already know that Ripple's connected in some way, shape, or form. If you all enjoyed this video breakdown, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do appreciate the love and the support. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Be cognizant, be aware, take it easy, and I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say